Hey, so let's jump right in. Today, we're going to get into something we do, every single day, usually without even thinking about it: communication. We're going to break down what's really happening under the hood when we try to connect with each other.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You send a totally innocent text, maybe something like, fine, or just K, and next thing you know, you're in a whole argument. That right there, that simple little breakdown, is exactly why getting a handle on the mechanics of communication is so important.
Okay, so let's zoom out from those tricky text messages and look at the bigger picture. Because really digging into communication isn't just for, a class. It's kind of like getting a superpower that you can use in literally every single part of your life.
See, when you understand the how and the why of your conversations, you get this amazing toolkit. It helps you improve your skills so you can be way clearer and, frankly, more persuasive. It helps you make sense of why a conversation felt so great or why one just went completely off the rails. And maybe most importantly, it lets you increase your personal impact, just making sure your ideas actually land the way you want them to.
So, to really get this, we need to start with a solid foundation. And that means we need a really clear definition of what communication even is. And trust me, it's a little more involved than just talking and listening.
Okay, here it is. Let's look at it together. Communication is a systemic process in which people interact with and through symbols to create and interpret meanings. I know, that sounds pretty academic. But inside that sentence are 4 key words that just unlock the entire thing: process, systemic, symbols, and meanings.
Let's pull those apart. First, it's a process. This is huge. It means it doesn't have a clean start or stop. It's always moving, always flowing. Second, it's systemic. Communication always happens inside of a bigger context, like your family or your office or your culture, and all those parts are connected and affect each other. Third, we use symbols. Words are the easiest example, right? The word dog isn't an actual dog. It's just a sound we all agree stands for that furry thing that barks. And finally, the whole point of this is to create meanings, the significance, the importance we give to all those symbols.
And this is where it gets really interesting. That meaning we just talked about, it actually exists on 2 different levels. You've got the content level, which is just the literal message. It's your turn to do the dishes. Super simple. But then there's the relationship level. And that's all about what the message implies about the connection between you two. Depending on your tone of voice, it's your turn to do the dishes could be a gentle reminder, or it could mean, I'm the boss here and I'm telling you what to do. That relationship level, that's where so many misunderstandings live.
So how do all these parts actually work together when we're interacting? Well, our understanding of the whole thing has actually changed a lot over the years. So let's take a look at 3 different models that show how our thinking has gotten smarter and smarter about this.
So first up, we have the linear model. This is the OG, the most basic version. It basically saw communication as a one-way street. A sender just sort of injects a message into a receiver. Think of it like a hypodermic needle or a radio broadcast. It's simple, sure, but its major flaw is that it completely ignores that the person listening isn't just a passive blob. This model did give us a useful idea, though: noise, which is just anything that gets in the way of the message.
And you can see it right here. It's just a straight arrow from the source to the destination. It's clean, yeah, but it doesn't really feel like how we actually talk to each other, does it?
All right, next up is the interactive model. This was a big improvement because it added a game-changing element: feedback. The receiver actually responds. This model also gets that we all have our own fields of experience, our own unique background, culture, and life story that color how we see things. The only catch is it still kind of sees communication as a turn-based game, like we're just sending messages back and forth.
And this diagram really shows it. It's like a game of catch. I throw the ball, the message, to you, you catch it, and then you throw it back as feedback. We're getting a lot closer to reality here, but it's still not quite the whole, messy, beautiful picture of a real conversation.
And that brings us to the transactional model. Now, this is widely seen as the most accurate model we have. And the absolute key idea here is that we send and receive messages simultaneously. I mean, just think about it. When you're listening to a friend, you're not just sitting there, right? You're nodding, you're raising your eyebrows, you're leaning in, you're sending messages back the entire time. This model finally captures that fluid, dynamic reality.
This image just captures it perfectly. It's not a one-way street. It's not a game of catch. It's a dance. Both people are fluidly moving and responding to each other, influencing each other in real time. They are co-creating meaning together. That is what communication really is.
Okay, so we have a definition, we have the models, we see how it works. But now, for what really matters. So what? Why should you care about any of this?
let's talk about the real-world payoff.
First, let's talk about you. Your sense of self, your very identity, is literally built through communication. I mean, think about it. When your friends call you funny or a boss calls you reliable, those labels become part of who you are. We use communication to figure out and then perform our own identity.
And then, of course, there are relationships. Here's the thing. Communication isn't just something we do in our relationships. It is the relationship. It is the absolute lifeblood. It's how we build bonds, how we work through fights, how we share joy. It's how we stay connected to the people we care about.
And professionally, the value is just massive. Every single year, studies show that employers rank communication skills, listening, sharing ideas, teamwork, as the #1 thing they look for. You can be a genius at your job, but if you can't communicate effectively, you're just not going to get as far. It's a total game changer.
And finally, there's the cultural value. Being an active, engaged citizen in a society means you have to be able to communicate. You need to be able to share your ideas, but also to listen carefully to others and to think critically about all the messages flying around you. It's absolutely essential for a healthy community.
So, what have we seen? We've seen that communication is this incredible, dynamic dance where we create meaning together. It shapes who we are, it builds our relationships, and it fuels our success. The process is happening all around us, all the time. So the only question left is, now that you understand that process a little better, how are you going to step into that dance and consciously shape the meanings you create in your world?